Okay guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Keladar. It's nice to meet all of you. I just wanted to do this to kind of introduce myself a little bit and talk about Ashes of Creation. For those of you that are already following me or my viewers, some of you might not know a lot about the game. This video is mostly for kind of just introducing myself to the community. This is not an info video. I will probably be doing some of those at some point in the future, but for now, this is just kind of to get to know me and my stream and just kind of what I'm about. So I'm 33 years old. I've been streaming for about 2 years now. I kind of got my start playing Hearthstone Arena. I've been competitive at that for 2 years. I've made multiple leaderboards. If you don't play Hearthstone, you won't know what that is, but I have been high level on that for a long time, hit many leaderboards and, kind of accomplished a lot of things I wanted to do. I've been top 10 in the world in Arena, and I've just kind of decided it's time to move on. And I'm still going to be playing Arena on my channel, but the honest truth is, deep down, what I really love is MMORPGs. Like, that is my huge love that I really want to get back to. And frankly, ever since, I think the first game I played was EverQuest, and frankly that was pretty much the last one. I think I dabbled in Guild Wars 2 and EverQuest 2, but the honest truth is that once WoW came along, and if you like WoW, I'm not going to knock you, but the truth is it's just not for me. The things that I loved about EverQuest, and I'll kind of talk about some of this, because it's a good way to kind of understand the way that I look at things. The reason I loved EverQuest, I know the game wasn't as good as this is going to be and everything, but what I did like about it was that I got to play it with friends, and we had a lot of good memories. And a lot of the games have kind of, all games, it's not just MMORPGs, but all games in general have kind of moved into this cash grab, just finish your, go around and hit all the map points and finish the game. And don't worry about hanging out with each other. That's what the whole reason those games were amazing. It wasn't the monsters you killed or the loot you got. It was the time you spent with people, and a lot of games today don't really bring that, interaction out. It's not a focus for them. So, I'll talk about a few stories, the things that I really like about those games were the risk and reward, which is what also I feel like has been completely lost in games. You look at, if you ever played EverQuest, you guys will understand what I'm talking about, but there was I forget what, some forest that basically these big skeletons would come out, and I remember this story where I ran out and I was level 5, and I was trying to meet my friend in Highkeep in this city, and I didn't realize that there were these big level 40 skeletons were going to jump out and chase me. And yes, I died and it was terrible, but it's a memory. It's a good memory because it was kind of tragic, those kind of things are important. So that's kind of the things I want to get back to. There has to be consequences in games. There's got to be risk. There's got to be reward, because when you get rewarded, it doesn't feel as good if you didn't have to work for it, if you didn't have to struggle to get there, and as I start to talk about Ashes here, that'll kind of come into, fruition of why I care about it so much. That's something that they care about as well. I guess I'll just tell you a little bit more about my stream. I also, the theme of my stream is basically lightning. Actually the name Keladar came from my first EverQuest character. It's just kind of stuck with me. It kind of was one of those things that was such a big part of my my adolescence, and anyway, so a lot of my emotes and stuff have lightning and all that kind of stuff, and that's kind of why, because I was a druid, and I'll try to recreate that in Ashes if I can, which I'm sure I'll be able to. Okay, so let's move on to the actual game itself. For those of you that are watching this that are new to the game, which is probably nobody, you guys probably all know what the game is, but Ashes of Creation, it's an upcoming MMORPG, and it's set in a world of high fantasy, and they say it's where players' choices will shape and define the world around them. So, why am I making these videos, and why am I wanting to stream it? The thing is I love streaming. I jumped into streaming just kind of like, oh, I'll just have a viewer here or there, and maybe someone to talk to, and why not do it, because all this funny stuff happens. And then I started to really like it and enjoy the interaction with the community, and I kind of got addicted to it. And but the truth is like I love card games, but this isn't really what I want to stream for the rest of my life. I'll still stream it here and there because I enjoy it, but this is the kind of game that I really want to get behind. And I kickstarted it for a very large amount of money that I would normally never put into a game. But the honest truth is that Steven, who's the visionary of this game, like sold me on what they want to do, and I think he's I believe he's legit. So these are some of my goals with like making Ashes of Creation content. I really want to get integrated. I really want to get integrated into your the Ashes community and try to contribute in like really positive ways. I also want to like get on board with the other streamers, the other content creators. I want to host them. I want to promote them. I'm not so much about trying to like build a massive stream. If it happens, like it'll happen. But the in real life, I'm a musician and I'm a nurse. I'm in the medical field. I'm always going to be working 3 days a week. I'm not going to be streaming full time. Like that's just not what I'll probably ever be doing. So I love what I do. I save people's lives every day, and it's really rewarding. And I don't think I'll ever want to change that. So anyway, I'm not going to be doing this 24/7. But the truth is that when I stream, which I can stream 4 days a week, I want to be playing a game I want to play, and this is the game I'm going to be playing when it comes out. So. And this is also, this is going to be on YouTube, and this, I'm making this for YouTube. So I want to start, creating stuff there and learning how to do editing. And I just want to get involved, and I hope people enjoy it. If they don't, then that's fine. There's a lot of other content creators out there, doing good stuff. I really like a lot of them, I'm not going to like shout out everybody, but like, there's Big Cheek Giant. There's like a lot of people out there I really am already kind of connecting with. I mean, I'm going to make one big shout out though to the Couch Nerd. I will show it to you later. And you've seen it if you started the video, but literally he just made my logo for nothing. I didn't ask him to do it. He just kind of made it. And then it kind of morphed into this whole thing. And then, I got motivated just from that. So, big shout out to him for, doing that. And make sure that you guys check out his, Discord, which is now called Ashen Portal. So make you guys check that out as well. Great place to like find podcasts and like-minded people. It's a great little place. So go check that out if you want. The other thing is that I will, because I backed it at a Braver of Worlds amount, I will be in Alpha 1. So I am going to be able to stream this when they allow it. Now, if you're watching this today, they are doing their second stress test, which I'm not in. I probably will be in the next one. I'm not sure, but there's still a non-disclosure agreement, so they still do not want it to be streamed. I'm not going to talk about all the reasons why, but I think it's a good reason. I think it's good that they are not, streaming it. I know people want to see it, but it's going to be out there soon enough. And this is all before this. They're all ahead of schedule, which I'll get to in a little bit. But I just want to provide like a fun place for people to talk about the game, ask questions, be able to see the game. And then, obviously I'll be streaming this every day I can as soon as I have access, which will be soon, probably by the, next week or the week after. So I guess we can talk about the testing phases quick. They were supposed to not start Alpha 1 technically until December. They were originally planned. This was a Kickstarter game. I don't think I actually said that, but this was a Kickstarter game. It was over a year ago. They had it lined out. They've already been through Alpha 0, which was basically random keys they gave people and wasn't backers, but they tested the game and stress tested it. Now, because they're doing so well, they are doing an Alpha 1 stress test where they're really just testing the servers and stuff. They're doing a kind of like a battle royale / Fortnite mode that's not going to be in the main game. It's not going to be the way they play the game, but it is going to be the way they test the combat and kind of test the servers, and they'll be able to get a lot of good information that way. So that's starting. That started last week. There's a non-disclosure agreement against that, and this week I'm hoping I'll be in this coming week. And if it's allowed to be streamed, you can guarantee that I will be streaming it and releasing videos on it. And then in the third week of September, they're going to basically sorry, that's not the third week of September. In October, they're going to open it up to actually anybody that's registered. And if you guys have a registered account, I'll have it below the YouTube video in here. But if you guys want to help out my stream so I can give subs away, you can register the account through me. But there's all kinds of people you can do it through. But it does help the stream. It does help with me. Like, I'm going to take the money I get from it, and I'm not going to buy my own things. I'm basically going to give away months of the game to people. That's my plan, because I don't need all the money that I get from streaming and YouTube or wherever. Like, I basically put it back into the stream. I just bought this green screen, which has been really cool, and that's kind of the way I roll. So again, so basically they're going to open it up to anyone that's registered. So it is a good time to register. That'll be in October. Then December, they're going to start castle sieging, and then that'll be for Alpha 1 people. Then they're going to, in the end of March, they're going to do Horde mode, and then they're going to have Alpha 1 Phase 2, which is when they're going to start doing like an actual world. They'll put a part of the world out and have up to level progression and all that stuff, and that'll be Alpha 1 Phase 2. That'll be in Q2 of 2019, and then we'll have a persistent alpha by Q3 of 2019. So that's kind of like and I'm going to be in all those phases, so I will be streaming as soon as they let me. I'm going to be doing it, so I'm excited. So now I guess I'm just going to talk a little bit about the design pillars of the game. And this will be a lot of repeated information for people that don't that already know the game, but I'm just going to kind of talk about some of the stuff. So one of the design pillars that they want is an engaging and immersive story. They want the game to basically the world to react to the players. It's been something that developers have talked about for years. If they can pull this off and they can make it work, which I believe they can, then then let's do it. I think it's great. The honest truth is, if you look at EverQuest and a lot of other games, there's NPCs that sit around. They respond the same way to when you do certain things and do certain quests, and there's some responsiveness, but it's basically just stagnant. It doesn't change, and that's why it's kind of theme park oriented. But we want to make it so that when you go to a different server, it can be different. And part of the way they're going to do that is their node system. I'll touch on this a little bit because it's kind of the biggest thing of the game, which is basically where there's going to be little nodes around the map, and basically people will be able to build cities and basically get experience for them. And as they build up, what will happen around the city will change based on how much the city develops, and people will be able to attack other cities. And this is going to cause a lot of conflict. You might live in the city that's about to get attacked, and you don't want to lose your home and all your stuff. You're not going to lose your stuff, but you don't want to lose your home. I'm not going to talk about that now, but you don't lose your stuff, but you're going to lose your home at least, and you're going to have, as I've heard Steven say, you're going to have skin in the game. You're going to want to actually defend it, and so there has to be a level of potential loss, for there to be real awesome conflict that actually is meaningful. So this is something I'm really excited about. And the node system, again, that's something I'll definitely do a video on later because it's a lot more complicated. But it's definitely the thing about the game that is the most exciting, because it's something they can, it's something that they can even change over time. Their extra content might be just changing the coding of the nodes so that different things happen, and they can actually tell a story as it goes along, which is really cool. And then the other thing I taught, the second thing is a reactive world. Sorry, I'm trying to bring something up. Basically, the world's called Vera, by the way, and basically quests and world events and all kinds of stuff. They're all like crafting and all that stuff. So they want a world that reacts. They also want player interaction, and that's basically where they're going to have guilds and guild wars. And there's actually something which I'm really excited about, which I'll probably do a whole video on, which is monster coins, where basically, let's say you're in like a level 5 node and you have this, it causes a dragon to attack. Well, somebody actually can pay money to have a monster coin, and this is like ways that doesn't, this is a way that they can bring income into the game, and they can basically, somebody can control the monster and attack all the people, and like how cool is that? So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm really excited about the fact that there's monster coins. Again, that's something I'll talk about in a much deeper level at some point as well. But there's all kinds of neat things about this game. And there's so much openness of things that they can add to it. It's not going to be this like the way that they added content in EverQuest back in the day was they just added another continent, but it was another stagnant continent of the same quest, the same things. And once you completed the content, it was over. Like you want to be able to go back to the same place, and one year it's going to be a city and the next year it's going to be a forest. Like you want to have that experience where it's actually changing, and I'm really hoping that, I'm just really hoping that they can accomplish that, because it'll just be so cool. And obviously also PvP is a big part of this game. I'm not going to go into detail again, but there's systems in place where like if you run up and you just randomly kill somebody that there's no reason for you to kill them, then they'll get, I think it's corruption. I don't know if that's the name of the system. I have to look it up, but they'll actually have penalties, and there'll be consequences. And if people want to play that way, that's fine. If some people are going to enjoy running around and ganking everybody, and that's going to be their thing, and that's fine. But they're going to have to pay some consequences, and there's going to be bounties on them and stuff. So there's just so much to talk about with the game. I can't really go over all of it in one video. I just wanted to really get you to introduce myself was really the main purpose, and just express how excited I am. I'm really hoping that people like the content and they want to come back, and people start telling me. I want people to tell me what they want me to do. If they want me to if they just want me to stream it and that's it, that's fine. But I'm going to try to do some YouTube stuff because I think it'd be fun, and I'd like to learn how to do some of that stuff too. And I will tell you that out of all the things, I talked about, the pillars, I talked about myself and about my goals with, creating content and everything. But the one thing I can tell you is that I've watched most of the videos of the live streams, and I have never seen a development that was so open and so genuine, because the thing is a lot of us, we've been burned many times. We really all of us love this type of game, and we want it to work. And I'll tell you, one of the fact that this is a subscription-based game, which is another topic too, that is a good thing in my opinion. That's something that I want it to be, because one, I know it's bringing consistent income into the game, and two, it's not just going to be any person playing it. The people that play it are going to be invested in it, because they're investing money in it. So I think that that's a good thing as well. But the truth is deep down, I love this team. I've watched videos on Jeffrey, on Steven, Bacon, all of the guys. There's developers from so many different teams. They have a ton of experience, and every time I watch them, I feel like their vision is the same. And the thing is the person behind all of it is Steven, and his background was in business, but now he is very passionate about this working and doing this for the community, and I think that that's commendable. And I think that I won't lie, at first I wasn't sure it was 100% genuine, but as I've watched him and watched how much his staff care about him, how much they work together, I know that it's it's legit. So I definitely believe in the Ashes team, and I know that they're going to produce what they say they're going to produce. Just the fact that they're ahead of schedule is that's a huge deal. Do you know how rare it is for a game to be ahead of schedule? That just doesn't happen, ever. Like, I don't even know if I know the last time I've ever heard of that happening. And, you know, I've watched the videos where, you know, the people that make the armor and they design the environment, like, Steven doesn't tell them, like, oh, it's too much. He wants them to push the limits. You know, like, if they want to, like, break the mold, they're going to have to go all the way in. They're going to not, you know, they can't hold anything back. They got to, like, try to break the design structure of these games. And, like, I think they're doing it. So I am such a huge, like, fan of what he's doing and how he's trying to do it. And the community's been really great. The response has been great from me. So I think I'm going to wrap it up. I don't really have much else to talk about for this video. But you know, that's kind of a little bit on me and, you know, what I care about. And, you know, I'll be talking a lot more in specifics about different systems of the game shortly when, you know, I get a little more time. So we'll see how this goes, you know, and I'm really excited about it. So if you're enjoying the content, you can be sure to make sure you follow me on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/Kelladar. And you can also, you know, follow me here on YouTube and also on Twitter. You know, all that stuff will be linked below. If you're really enjoying it, you know, and you want to sign up, I'll also have my link below for reference, and all that. All the money from my reference account, that'll go towards giving subs and stuff to people. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I am really excited about this game. I can't wait to see it, like, become everything they say it's going to be. And I'll see you guys later. So have a good one and have a nice day.